ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a Phoenix Suns versus Pelicans recap. This series is going to be awesome. It already has been awesome. Unfortunately for the Pelicans' sake, 73% of teams who are tied 1-1 through Game 2. If you win Game 3, you have a 73% chance of winning that series, but that's actually not that bad odds. No Devin Booker still. We still don't really have a firm timetable on him, but we saw tonight why Chris Paul is inevitable and that the Phoenix Suns made the finals last season. And as crazy as it may seem, although they are the 1 seed in the Western Conference, as crazy as it may seem due to all the disrespect to the Phoenix Suns this season, they actually got better. They actually got better from last season. So shout out to Alex Hoops for the YouTube title. Man, I love that guy on YouTube. He posts great content. Go check him out. Let's hit the like button. Let's hit that subscribe button. Let's try and hit 114 likes on today's video. I've been making Suns content, Pelicans content all season. You know, honestly, with or without Devin Booker, like I said, man, this series is it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be interesting. You know, even if Phoenix wins the next 2 games, it'll still be an interesting and exciting playoff series. You have a very, very hungry New Orleans Pelicans team, and I got to give a lot of props, a lot of credit to that squad. You have guys like, dude, you have rookies like Herb Jones, Jose Alvarado. You've got all these young players, Trey Murphy, throw him in there. All these young players playing significant crunch time minutes as well, and it's going to pay dividends. It's going to pay dividends. I mean, if Zion comes back, if Zion doesn't come back, it doesn't matter. New Orleans is on the right track, and their future is bright as hell, man. Their future is bright as hell. But you know, obviously, Phoenix won an important game here on the road after losing Game 2. You know, they played a lot more resilient today. I think we really saw why Phoenix is the number 1 seed in the West. Like, they didn't have all their pieces. You're missing Devin Booker, critical piece. You only turned the ball over 5 times, but you shot 15%. You shot 4 of 26 from downtown tonight. And you still won the game. You still scored 114 points. So that's what it comes down to, Phoenix, is they're such a good offensive and defensive team that, you know, even if you're missing a player, even if you're not shooting well, they're going to do a lot of things right. And it's up to the opposing team to make the adjustments, make the proper adjustments, and attack. Jackson Hayes went out, late second quarter on just a ridiculous flagrant 2 foul on Jay Crowder. I don't know what the hell he was doing. I wasn't really a fan of Doris Burke coming out saying, like, oh, he's 21 years old. He really showed his age there. I don't know what the hell Jackson Hayes was doing. I really don't. Like, use your brain for 1 second. Jay Crowder gets up. He got a flagrant. I mean, I think he got the flagrant because he, retaliated. But, Jackson, you figured the hell out, bro. That's why I don't trust dudes who spell Jackson with an X. But Jackson Hayes is a very promising potential young basketball player, and as Doris pointed out, he's only 21 years old, but he definitely showed it tonight. You saw DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul tonight just kind of take over this game, especially late. Chris Paul tonight, 28 points, 14 assists, 10 of 18 from the field, only 1 3 out of 6 attempts. I mean, Chris Paul controlled the entire fourth quarter. There was a point where the Pelicans, it was like a 1-possession game. It was a tie game, 1 possession. Pelicans have the lead, what have you. And Chris Paul rattles 8 straight points off. They're the most, this man makes his shots look so freaking easy. It's unreal. He makes it look so easy. He'll get a pick from DeAndre Ayton or Jay Crowder or whoever it is, kind of slowly get into the paint, gets a big man switched onto him. He'll do a little crossover behind the back, 10-footer, and it's cash money. And you know it's cash money. You know it's cash money. But also want to give a lot of love to DeAndre Ayton tonight. 28 points, team high, plus 18, 17 rebounds, 3 steals, 1 block, 13 of 20, 101 from downtown. I mean, first off, extend the man, but that's for a different day. DeAndre Ayton's a phenomenal young big man in the NBA, and I can't wait to see how his career progresses. I genuinely can't wait. You got nice chip-ins from Mikal Bridges. Mikal and Cam Johnson were kind of my X factors after the Game 2 loss to the Pelicans. In my video, I was talking about I would expect Mikal Bridges to come out, shoot, And, he didn't make a three tonight. I was kind of surprised. Mikal Bridges, he burned a layup in the third quarter. I think it was the third. Maybe it might have been the fourth quarter, but Mikal Bridges, burned a layup. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But he still chipped in with great defense and 17 points. You're not going to complain with Mikal Bridges tonight. Cam Johnson, honestly, if Devin Booker doesn't play game 4, which... I don't think it's set in stone, but I think it's definitely looking unlikely. Only 8 points from Cam tonight. He hasn't really looked... right before... Dude, it sucks because right before Cam Johnson got injured, he was, literally on fire. I thought he was about to take me to Fantasy Basketball Championship. Unfortunately, I lost in the first round as a defending champion, but neither here nor there once again. But I would anticipate Cam Johnson next game, game 4, to come out shooting. 2 of 5 from downtown, that's definitely impressive, but you're without Devin Booker, man. I would anticipate him to be a little bit more aggressive. Jay Crowder's not shooting 0 of 5 from downtown tonight. You might look at Jay Crowder's stat line, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal, 4 of 10 from downtown. You might look at it and be like, that's all right, but Jay Crowder had a huge impact in tonight's basketball game. He had a huge impact. But JaVale McGee, and I've heard from other people on Twitter, YouTube, or wherever it was coming from, I think it was 75% way through the season where I saw a tweet, I think it was from Rusty Buckets, where he was like, JaVale McGee is having one of the best backup center seasons of all time. And I agreed with that immediately. I'm like, you're fucking right, dude. JaVale McGee was a phenomenal acquisition. Along with Bismack Biyombo, unfortunately, we haven't really seen him too much. But in regular season, JaVale, Bismack, they showed up, man. They showed up. But JaVale tonight, not only scoring the basketball, man went 7 of 8 with 15 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal, but even just his defensive presence in a game where, as crazy as it may seem, with Ayton and McGee, they were getting out-rebounded. The board game was not in Phoenix's favor tonight, and they definitely, JaVale and DeAndre, they definitely had a massive impact in tonight's game, and, they're feeling well about it. From New Orleans' side, Brandon Ingram had another phenomenal game. CJ McCollum had another phenomenal game. But I think you really kind of saw the lack of experience from the Pelicans side. They were very resilient. They were never out of the basketball game. You have the lead after the first. You only score 19 in the second. You come back with a great third quarter. Fourth quarter comes along and you just don't finish the game. They just don't finish the game. So, as I alluded to earlier in the video, the Pelicans have a super bright future. And it's being led by their number one player, Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram is a phenomenal basketball player, and he deserves more respect. And I would imagine if he wasn't on the Pelicans, which is a relatively small market, disrespected franchise, he would be getting a lot of love. Keep in mind, this is also his first playoff experience here. I look at this team, dude. I'm like, in their starters, you got Jackson Hayes, Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram. There's nothing there as far as experience goes. I'll get the bench. Najee Marshall. You could even throw Devontae Graham, Jose Alvarado, Trey Murphy in there. Not too much experience, if any experience whatsoever. So I think we really kind of saw that. Jose Alvarado played phenomenal. He only saw 17 minutes. I was a little bit surprised by that, but obviously once you get to the playoffs, you're going to play your stars a little bit more. We saw Brandon play 37. We saw Herb play 40. CJ play 41. But I would definitely anticipate and expect to see Jose Alvarado get more playing time in Game 4 because he's a huge piece to him. Low-key, Trey Murphy played 23 minutes tonight. He shot 0 of 3 from the field. He had 0 points, had a team high plus 21. I thought that was pretty fascinating. Larry Nance sucked tonight, dude. I gotta be real with you. He finished with 2 points, 4 rebounds, assist. He fouled out. He played 23 minutes. He shot 1 of 8, 0 of 4 from downtown. I don't think we'll see another game like that from Larry Nance Jr. this series. So I don't think Phoenix needs to... I still have Phoenix winning the series, but I don't think Phoenix, and I don't anticipate them to get comfortable. I definitely wouldn't get comfortable here because you're being led by just studs and CJ and Brandon. At this point in the playoffs, they're going to give you 30 every night, as they did tonight. They combined for 64 points as a duo. Maybe not exactly 30 points each. You'll see at least 50 combined from both of those two cats. You're the two stars, you're the two superstars of your team. You got to step up. And they did that tonight. Jonas, or I guess you had Jonas play tonight. Jonas didn't do much. Kind of got locked up by Ayton. 6 points, 11 rebounds, nothing really there. 4 turnovers. Herb Jones played solid, 12 points for him. But yeah, Jackson Hayes going out of the game throws a whole game plan out. Jackson Hayes literally played 10 minutes, and like I said, he got thrown out of the basketball game. what was it, like halfway, kind of getting towards the end of the second quarter. And that was a huge turning point, dude. That was a huge turning point. I heard on the Bulls commentary earlier tonight, like, you can't count out teams, like, even if they're projected to win. I'm looking at Chris Middleton, I'm looking at Devin Booker, like, people, like, kind of, I don't want to say, like, over-analyze the injuries, but they're thinking, like, oh, Booker's injured, Pelicans are winning. Chris Middleton's injured, Bucks are losing. Like, it's not that cut and dry. Like, these teams they're seeding for a reason. So, Jackson Hayes, definitely a blow, but I wouldn't say, like, that's the reason they lost the basketball game. You got to play better, dude. That's really what it boils down to. You can't turn the ball over 14 times. Maybe shoot a little bit better from downtown, but for the most part, we're going to have a phenomenal series here. So drop some comments down below, and I'll see you guys later.